Hi, my name is Deacon Larry. Today's gospel takes place immediately after the Transfiguration, as Jesus, Peter, James, and John are coming down from the mountain. In a 2 to 3 minute reflection, it is impossible to explain how John the Baptist is the promised second coming of Elijah before the Messiah, which was promised in Malachi. The angel told Zechariah that his son, John the Baptist, will go before the Lord in the spirit and the power of Elijah. John was not recognized for who he was and ended up suffering and dying because he was preparing the way of the Lord. Jesus was not recognized for who he was, the promised Messiah, and of course he suffered and died also. Jesus told the 3 apostles not to tell anyone what they witnessed at the Transfiguration until after his resurrection, because he knew the people were not ready and did not understand that he was not the Messiah they expected. He was not the one who would free them from the oppression of the Romans and return them to glory. Instead, Jesus' mission was to free them from sin so they could enjoy the glory of heaven. Just like the Israelites, how often don't we recognize Jesus? Do we take the world and the universe for granted, or do we see the Lord in everything from the tiniest insect to the far-off galaxies? Do we take credit for all the good that happens in our lives, from choosing our spouse, our family, our education, and our job, or do we say thank you to God for them as gifts from the one who loves us and wants us to appreciate them and use them for doing His will? Do we see Jesus in every person, the needy, the most despicable felon, or the person who hurt us the most? Or do we judge them as no good, worthless, and not worth our time, instead of a loved child of God, made in His image and likeness as we are? Peter, James, and John just had a mountaintop experience, and they were feeling great. They saw Moses, Elijah, and Jesus transfigured, and heard the Father affirm His Son. Hopefully, we have had our mountaintop experiences. Maybe it was having a great weekend, a fantastic vacation, or that something really special happened in our life. Maybe we had a wonderful spiritual experience when we felt extremely close to God through a prayer, a sunset, the curing of our illness, or maybe the birth of a child. Mountaintop experiences don't last. We must get back to work. It rains the next day, or the beautiful baby grows into a challenging teen. Mountaintop experiences are inspiring, but then we must come back down, back to reality. Jesus came down from the mountain to go to Jerusalem and die for us. The apostles came down knowing there was work to do, spreading the good news. We come down, catching a glimpse of what God has in store for us, but we must carry our cross daily so that we can experience the joy of our resurrection.